Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to Listed by Mina Kuper, 1220 AM, 98.1 FM. We are about real estate, trust, probate, divorce, and more. And the reason I have this show is to give people access to professionals and to try to help everyone understand the process when people are dissolving a relationship, whether by choice or not by choice. There's a lot of questions, there's a lot of legal things that come up, especially in California. And we want to give the people the best experience that we possibly can. And I think that it causes people to relax about the experience and to trust people that know what they're doing and have a safe landing, as they say. And so one of the really important parts, again, is when you're selling a property, regardless of the situation, if you're just selling it or you're selling it for a reason, you want it to look the best that it possibly can, right? Because, people look at things, not everybody has an imagination. If it smells like fish and it looks like there's wallpaper hanging off the roof and the ceiling and, it could be fixed up a little bit and made it pamper it so it looks really nice when someone walks in. I have Dora Kessler from Personally Your Staging, who I've had the experience of working with many, many times. She's super amazing at what she does. Her staging and interior design business operates in California and in Arizona. And she's just phenomenal. Her price is right for what she does. And you walk in and you wouldn't believe that this was the same house it was before. Or office. She could do an office too. So Dora, hi. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Mina. Thank you for the invite. I'm very happy to be on the show.
Yes, it was really great. So, being that I've used your staging many, many times and I consider you part of my team because I don't want to use anyone else because you're so good at what you do and so reasonably priced, and you really care. You really love what you do because you don't do it for the money. You do it to do it. And so how did you get started? Because I am not that person. I like it when it looks nice, but I don't have the patience. I'm a businesswoman, but I don't have the patience to sit there and go flower shopping and tchotchke shopping. And it looks amazing, amazing, because I love that environment. I think everyone does, right?
Yes, yes. Well, I was raised in New York City, a very busy place, very busy people, and my parents were no exception. They were very busy. They both were working. And I really wanted to give something back to the family, and I wanted to do something. And so I always loved to upgrade the home. And, of course, I had a small budget to work with. My parents were very encouraging. They would never say no because they wanted me to follow my passion and try things out. And so what I would do is I would always like to make the home a happy place for the family. And that's how I started. And today I continue that passion to make it for my clients.
And I know that,
love what I do.
right, and I know, even like they're not always selling a property. Maybe someone just wants to freshen up their place, right? And or they went through a separation, boyfriend moved out, or the kids have left, and they just need something new, but they don't want to move, right? That happens. You just say, it's the same old, same old. People just want a perk, something that come in like stripes make me happy, striped chairs on a balcony make me happy, right? It's the craziest thing, but things for some reason are pleasant to people's eyes. And you don't know what that is or for who it would be, but I know you get to know the people. And I know that you've had clients that just love their, not new place, but their new interiors.
Oh, absolutely. I get a lot of clients that I spend a lot of time with to really get to know what it is that they're looking for. And they basically have new beginnings. And what I do is we talk about what it is that that person wants. Before it used to be, we bought this, we bought that, we like that. And we get to the point where we talk about the word I. What is it that you need to do? Do you want to make it more functional? What colors do you want to work with? What are you looking to do? And most of them say, you know what, I don't know. We've got to talk about it. I want to make it a wonderful gathering place for friends. I want to entertain. I just want to get happy colors in here. I just want to feel good about coming home. And that's what I do. I help them get the place that they need.
Right. And I know you've even worked with people who have special needs children because, colors and environment is so important. It's like music, right? It hits the part of the nervous
Yeah,
system and calm, tranquil. And sometimes people don't know how to do that, right? That's super
exactly.
important, right? Tell us about that.
Well, I work with a lot of families whose children got older, and of course they don't want the baby furniture, and they don't want all the toys laying around. So we do that. We give them the room. I talk to them as well and find out what colors make them happy. What are they looking for? And I speak to the parents about the children that may need some extra love and extra care and want to make the space their own. Number one, it's more productive for the other children if they have their space and get the things that they like. But it's super important for kids with special needs to have a room or a space that reflects what it is that they're looking for.
Yes.
So, yeah, it makes all the difference, all the difference. Their attention span, everyone is happier, everyone is calmer. They don't argue about the things that are in their way. And it's just very important to understand what the functionality of the home should be.
Yes, exactly. And how I know you're reasonably priced, and I know if you're selling a home, a lot of times we'll put a lot of that towards the escrow where people don't have to. I try not to have people have to lay out money until escrow closes because I think that that adds to the experience because it's kind of everybody's kind of shuffling. They don't pull money out of this and put it in there. So if we take it from the proceeds of the property, a lot of times it's much easier. So we work that on a case by case basis. But how do you charge, Jora?
See, buying a home is very stressful for some people, but we will try to make it easier for them. So if they need to upgrade things in their home, take away the clutter, make it clean, make it simple, what I really do is, you know, take out the personal things in a home if it's up for sale because I want that new potential buyer to come in and say, you know what? I can see myself here. They don't want to come in and see all the things laying around that really still belong to the present homeowner. They want to see themselves in it.
Right.
And what I charge is basically, I always try to work with whatever budget the client is in. I really do. And I'm very good at doing that, and that stems back from when I was a kid.
No,
So
it's
they
great.
tell me this is their budget. This is what I do. I do charge for travel time, which is $250, and my time to go to the home and spend time with my client, potential client, to see exactly what they need.
That's amazing.
And I have a flat fee depending upon what it is that they need to buy, um, what it is that they need to do in my time. But it's a flat fee. So if I give a price, that is the price. I don't have any surprises.
Right. She doesn't like come up with a lot of vendors will all of a sudden pop up with new things and I don't like that. I don't think
Yeah, I
anyone
get
does. It is
that.
what it is, and if we messed up, she messed up, then so be it. But usually, we Dora knows exactly what needs to be done as soon as she eyeballs the place. I had a property. There was a realtor on it. It was last year and a half ago, and it was like a furniture house. There's so much furniture in this house. It was pathetic. It was just you couldn't even walk in to see the house, and the people were living there. So it was on the market. Nobody made an offer. Nothing happened. We referred to her by someone else. She says we want you to help us because we're not getting anywhere. We have to go before the school year starts. And Dora came in. We got a pod, and we got half of those things in the pod so they can go over it after. They don't have to throw it away. But we got an offer in I think 5 days, a couple of offers, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's a
Right.
perfect example. And I think we had to spend like $300 just on towels and things like that to make it look pretty
Right.
and freshen it up a little bit. But that's an example of what's possible, how that makes a difference, because it was like really like I was getting anxiety when I walked in there with all that stuff in there. And, the nice thing
Mhm.
is, right, what Dora does also is if you don't really need the furniture or something that you don't want anymore, she will try to help get it donated so you get a charity write off.
Exactly. My experience has been, um, that a lot of times the new buyers, and this is what other agents have told me, have asked for the decorative pieces or the furniture that we put in there, and either they buy it from the homeowner or it's worked into the deal. So it really works really great, and that makes me feel really good.
Yeah, and it's important because you're not renting furniture. Okay, it's a whole different.
Now,
Dora's in touch with a lot of showrooms. She gets brand new things. She can get like she's gotten like a satin couch for $400. It was worth 3,000 because they had to get rid of it. It was on the showroom floor. It looked gorgeous though. It wasn't even dirty or anything like that. But something like that we could resell on Nextdoor or some other site and give it away and get a charity write off for you because it's yours, right? And it's so much cheaper than renting furniture that has been rented many, 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 many times over and over again and probably soiled in many spaces. So this is a win-win. You get to sell it, you can donate it, it's yours. You can sell it with a property, whatever you want to do with it. Much, much less expensive, much easier, and you don't have to worry about how many months you're going to be renting it because it can get very costly and not necessary.
it does actually. It does get very costly.
Dora, what are your areas? I know you work throughout Southern California and Phoenix, right?
And Phoenix, yes. If I get a client that's a little further out, then we could also do it on Zoom. And
Right,
we could do a virtual
right,
stage it.
right, right, right. And it's really amazing. And even just, I know you've done this before, and it worked out where someone went to the store and she needs something for a party. She really needed to freshen up the house. So she took her FaceTime phone to the store with her. And Dora has been in the house before or looked at the house. And she told her what she should buy and where she should put it. All through
Hmm.
FaceTime. Was that the funniest?
Yeah, that was
And they
wonderful. And the
loved it. It
homeowner
came out
felt
great.
really great.
She ran to these different stores. Dora was on FaceTime, right? And she told her where to put it when she got in the house. She went back on FaceTime, told her where to put
Hmm.
everything. And it worked out. It was just phenomenal. It was just easy. It was quick. I mean, she needed it like yesterday. She had these, or a dinner party or something.
Right.
And she's like, this place is a mess. And she wanted to get it, straightened up. And nobody could work that quickly. We're like, Dora's like, go to this store, put me on FaceTime, we'll do it together. And she loved it. It was really
And it
fun.
was a lot of fun. And she felt really good about it because she had never done it. She didn't think she could.
Yeah.
And she did. And I
Yeah.
was so happy for her. It kept her busy and she loved it. She got all excited.
That's great. And also, if you have an office, whether it's a medical office or a dental office or
Yes.
any kind of office, if you're going to the office, you want it to look nice, right? Therapist
Yeah.
office, you don't
Yeah.
want to look run down. You want it to be pleasant according to type of business you have because that's your space, right? And people, if
You
you
have
have
to make it
people,
welcoming.
yes, of
Yes.
course. And those are always fun. You don't want piles of paper you don't need anymore, and the
Mhm.
file cabinets. You want it to look. Again, it depends on the business. Could be an artsy business, a serious business, a law firm, but you want it to look really nice to your personality of your firm and what you want it to represent when people walk in there
Well,
or when
in the
you walk in
business
there.
as well, people spend a lot of time there, where they're the professional working there, or they have a client come in. If it doesn't have that kind of appeal and that comfort level, you know what? It's more stressful.
Yes, yes. I met this through networking. I met this family attorney. He had a house. It was in Riverside County. That was his office. But he said that when people came in there, they were so relaxed. They weren't in an office because that, it's a very
Mhm.
stressful thing to deal with to begin with. But he had a house, and the house was an office, and it was so pretty. It was so nice. And he said people when we were on the phone with him, they were so tense about everything going on. He had him come in, and they just hung out. They told the story. They were relaxed, right? It's a whole different ball game. And I thought it was a brilliant. I never thought about that, right? But what a
Yeah,
brilliant idea!
yeah.
It was in Riverside County, and it was great. Dora, I want to know how. We're on Facebook Live while we're on the show on
Mhm.
KHTS
Mhm.
hometown station page. You can get Dora's information, all my episodes on there as well, because we're on the radio,
Mhm.
we're on Facebook, and we are also on the app KHTS Radio. If you don't use
Mhm.
any of those, you can download the KHTS Radio app. Dora, what's a good way for people to get in touch with you?
Well, they can look on the website, which is personalyourstaging.com. That's my number, my email. I'm also on Yelp. I'm also on House.
Wonderful. And what is your phone number?
My number is 310-863-7144.
And you can
I
also
always
reach
have my phone with me.
you could always reach out
So
to
you,
me as well,
uh-huh.
or the studio, and or look at the Facebook page. And all our information, you can chat in there to Dora. She'll look at it and respond to you, or call her or call me. It's really it's so fun. It's like you don't have to leave your place to have a new place. So again, thank you
No, you
so
don't.
thank you so much. I look forward to working and making together and making more people happy again.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to meeting a lot of people and giving them the wow factor for
Yes,
their home
yes.
or
I
office.
thank you. I appreciate all you do.
Skyline Smiles is a full-service, high-tech dental office located in Skyline Ranch Plaza on Plum Canyon Road in Santa Clarita. Dr. Harleen Graywall, founder and CEO, provides full-service dentistry as well as dental Botox for TMJ issues. Skyline Smiles strives to provide the best dental experience for you and your family. Visit Skyline Smiles Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call at 661-244-4036.
Mark J. Marcus is a bankruptcy attorney in Burbank. He's helped his clients eliminate debts, stop foreclosures, and wage garnishments. In Chapter 7, 13, and Chapter 11 bankruptcy cases in the greater Los Angeles area since 1991. He is a certified specialist in bankruptcy law by the State Bar of California Board of Legal Specialization. If you're facing debt problems such as mortgages, taxes, credit cards, debts from divorce, medical, and others, contact Mark to schedule an appointment. 818-509-1173.
Jerry Holt at Brook & Sons Inspections, with over 40 years of experience in the construction industry, has performed thousands of home inspections. Jerry Holt, once a city building inspector and general contractor, knows exactly what you need to look for when buying a home. Serving LA, Ventura, and Orange counties. Call Brook & Sons with any questions. They're here to serve you. Call Brook & Sons Inspections at 747-336-9849 or email at brookandsonsinc@gmail.com for your free quote.
Mina Kuper is a certified realtor focusing on trusts, probates, 1031 exchanges, divorce, and much more. She's a specialist. Mina has published books on inherited and divorced properties and business dissolutions. Ready to sell? Call Mina Kuper. Need your property renovated? Mina Kuper will help. No out-of-pocket expense. Pay at escrow. Mina Kuper, Keller Williams Realty, serving Santa Clarita, Ventura County, LA County, Orange County, and San Diego. Call 310-345-8500 or go to listed by Mina Kuper, KUPER.com.
Richard Wang is an attorney and founding partner with Viridian Mortgage, a residential mortgage broker specializing in Disney-level customer service for residential purchase and refinance transactions. Richard leads a team of dream makers that prepare buyers to present the winning offer while securing the most competitive loan terms and in industry-leading turnaround times. Ask Richard Wang about their no-income and zero down payment loans for medical professionals by calling 408-828-5609 today.
Are you looking for help with your online marketing? Do you need a professional website design? Do you want to increase your sales and get more leads? Then you need Abby Perez, CEO of Digital Concept. Abby has 15 years of experience helping businesses with all of their online marketing needs. She and her team will work tirelessly to get you the results you deserve. They offer a free in-depth analysis. Call Abby Perez and the Digital Concept team today and let them help you take your business to the next level at 800-531-0872 or visit digitalconceptmarketing.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hi, welcome back to the Listed by Mina Kuper show. We're about real estate, trust, probate, divorce, and more. And I have a fun person today who is really cool. And I thought it goes hand in hand with what I do as well, because writing your points across and your memories and what you want the story to tell is very important. And you may be a good writer, but to be very effective and efficient in getting your point across without talking too much so people get lost is probably something we all have a little bit of a hard time, and then you have people read it over and then you do it again, because it's kind of hard to talk about yourself or get your point across based on what's going on and there was emotional stuff going on or things like that. And so Pat Kramer owns a company, Writers for Hire, and it's so fun. She can create just amazing things. First of all, I mean, the important thing for me is writing about myself and being my bio to make sense and being effective instead of blabbering about it and being right to the point of things that would be interesting to people and about me, the things what people should know about me. And she does content writing and also memoirs, which is really sweet because those things will never go away. Those are the things you can share with yourself and your family for many years, and have that passed down. So Pat, what took you? You have an interesting background. What took you to writing content and having this company of yours?
Thank you for having me here,
Sure.
Mina.
Thank you.
It's
It's
good
just
to be
great.
back here in a radio station. I was in radio for my first 10 years of my career.
That's so funny, right? What are the
Yep.
chances, right?
I was a news broadcaster, and I worked in radio, and I ran down stories as a news journalist. And then many years later, I moved to Los Angeles. I grew up in Massachusetts. And when I came here, I started my company, Writer for Hire, which you mentioned just now. And Writer for Hire was basically to help people who are in business of some sort have some written content to promote themselves with. And that has, of course, transitioned as the internet has become the main tool of communication, from newsletters and brochures to online content. But I also have worked in PR, writing press kits for
Oh, that's
people
good to
in
know.
many different industries. I still write press releases for my clients when they have an announcement to make or some sort of major accomplishment. I write their press release. I contact the media on their behalf. I also upload it to the Newswire service and get it distributed. But what I wanted to talk about today was something I really love, which is both book writing and ghostwriting books for people who would like to be an author but don't necessarily have the skills to write a book.
Right.
But they have a good story.
Yes.
And also writing memoirs, which is same thing, writing the memoir for the individual, capturing their stories, their history, for themselves to remember, as well as for their future generations to have a record of where they came from. Because we're losing our history as the generations ahead of us are moving on.
Right.
And if you don't have written records of some sort, you may never know where you came from.
And that's so sad because, I hear kids, my own kids, they want to know about certain things because they don't talk about it in school. And somehow, like things get eliminated and forgotten. And these are so important because it gives the value of why we're where we are today. Right?
Exactly. I was just speaking with someone before I came here today, and I talk to people pretty much every day. Somebody always calls me and wants to tell me their story. The woman who I spoke with today, her grandparents came over from Croatia and crossed the Alps on foot with no water or food.
Wow.
Because they had to in order to escape.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been shot in the back by the guards, the communist guards.
Amazing what people have been through, right?
Yeah, and they're one of many types of backgrounds that I speak with. I started with my own family, just to give you an idea.
Okay.
My grandparents on my dad's side came from the Ukraine when they were children. And I knew them, but my grandfather died when I was 11, so I didn't get to really hear his history. He had a strong Russian accent, I remember. My grandmother came over much younger, so she didn't have an accent, and she and I were very, very close. She was around till I was 30 or
Oh, wow, how
33,
lovely.
so
How
I did get
wonderful.
to
That's
know
wonderful.
her and her
Did she
family.
know the story?
She was a wonderful, warm grandmother, and very loving, and her family was large, and they all had stories. So I got to interview many of those people. Of course, I didn't do it till she was gone, same like you said, but a lot of the other people were still around who were children of her generation and cousins, second cousins, whatever. So I started with that, and I interviewed about 30 people. And from that, I was able to write the family history on all of these people who I was able to find through Ancestry.com that I named.
Amazing.
I found their birth dates, I found their death dates. Then I decided to do my mother's side of the family, and that was a little bit more challenging because my mother is in the beginning stages of dementia. And whenever I would speak about her father, who died when she was 11, she would start crying. So I couldn't get very far with my mom. It was too stressful. But I was able to hunt down some people through Ancestry.com again, and lo and behold, I found people who I never knew existed, who are my generation
cool is
and my
that?
second cousins.
How cool is
And
that?
the reason I didn't know them was because my grandmother and their grandmother had a fight and a falling out when they were in, when I was before I was even born, and they never spoke to each other again. So we never got to meet their families. So my grandparents, my grandmother was the sister of their grandmother.
Oh, interesting.
So I've met two different sets of cousins from two different sisters that were my grandmother's sisters, and I had dinner with one of them in
How
San Francisco
cool
last
is that?
weekend.
That is
right?
that cool. I mean, that is just like how
Never
great
met him.
is.
You
but
know
how
what? You know what was
wonderful
really
is that?
interesting to me, Mina? His birthday is 3 weeks after mine,
Wow.
same month, and we were driving the same car.
Wow.
What is that?
That is,
is that like a
6 degrees
coincidence?
of separation. There's no coincidences
Yes,
in life,
there are
is
no
there?
coincidences. So we have a lot in common, genetics, and
Yes,
apparently more than that.
That's
But-
amazing. I mean, I have a second cousin who's a famous radio show host, which I don't want
Nice.
to talk about. I'll tell you in private. But he's my second cousin, and
I hope
he
it's
did
not
really
Howard
well.
Stern.
Well,
Uh-oh.
but there was a family fallout
Yes.
also, and so I was on the show many years ago.
Wow.
So there was similar situation, family fallout, and our grandparents, brother and sister. So it was a similar thing, and
That
it
generation
happens.
can hold grudges.
They can, and the Ukrainian side, they're tough, man, as nails. You do, someone says something wrong to them, they wipe you out and talk to you. I don't want to know you.
You are a
I'm
distant memory.
I'm
Yeah.
first generation American,
Yeah.
and so, but we were in touch with, another cousin, the second cousin, who was close to my sister's age, older. And so they were a little closer to him than we were, but I did have an opportunity to go head-to-head with him on his own show.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that.
So that was
He deserves a little female energy
Hey, I
battling
can
him.
kick at the tires like he can. I don't always
Good.
approve of what he says.
You're much
but,
nicer as an interviewer, by the way, Mina.
thank you. I wonder sometimes if it was a show or it's really, who he is.
Yeah, it's
his
about
parents were grandparents were very nice people. My father was close to his grandfather and helped him get to the other side, so to speak, because I'm first generation. My sister was born in Ukraine,
Wow.
came here when she was 3. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Not as exotic, but
And
probably, thankfully.
And my family came through Boston from Russia, through Ellis Island,
Yeah.
and settled in the Boston area. My grandmother's family grew up in West Roxbury.
Oh, wow.
My grandfather's family grew up somewhere in Boston, and then they ended up in Worcester. They married, moved to Worcester, raised my dad and his brother and
Interesting.
sister, and that's where I grew up. So I'm
Interesting.
third generation.
And it's more challenging to get information when you're first generation.
I bet.
You
Well,
know,
what? I do remember that on my mother's side of the family, when I asked, they were from Germany and Austria.
my father was Polish and Austrian.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I asked a relative about the background, I was told we don't talk about that. They
Interesting.
did not like the country of origin, and they never spoke about it.
I guess, you come from a communist
Yeah.
country and you got to watch what you say because they'll kill you and nobody will know what happened to you.
And they also had to leave everything
not
behind
funny. Right.
that
Literally.
they had
Yeah.
possession-wise. So I remember one relative I interviewed on the Ukrainian side who said, my father never spoke his first language ever again after he left.
Isn't that
because he was
something?
so resentful of what had
The
happened.
trauma. I mean, I can't, we get so upset over our tire being broken or something. And if you look at it, is really not that important.
Minor, right.
Minor. These people left on foot
everything.
and everything and worried about getting killed or starving to death. Or I mean, like that comparison, how easy we have it.
And so
I don't think people realize it.
Yes, on that note, so when I talk to people, they always want to tell me about the struggles and the hardships. And, we are in a really good time frame where we have a lot of first and second and third generation
Yeah.
people that still remember what that experience was. And history is so valuable, it's so rich, and the different cultures all bring different things
It
to
does.
the story. So I get to be sort of a fly on the wall of different people's lives and hear about their grandparents, their parents, and what their history was. And when I write the memoir, I kind of channel them, their voices, through me
That's
as
so
a writer,
beautiful.
and write their story in a colorful and vivid way that brings it to life. So that's what I love most about the work that I do. Some of my stories are memoirs and some are books. Just depends on how the person wants it portrayed, if they want to share
Yeah.
their history
No,
with the outside world.
It's wonderful. The show is a lot about separations of relationships, right? And it's important to let your kids or everyone know about these things. But also, sometimes if there's a legal situation going on, you can help someone write down on paper their point.
And telling the story
Right,
from their own
telling
perspective.
the story so that the legal situation could flow a lot easier because you're upset, you can't think straight, and having someone who writes so proficiently would it be a big benefit and probably a lot less expensive.
I have done a lot of different interesting things as a writer,
Yeah.
including writing letters for the court.
Yes, and that's so important because people just they don't get it, or they're inundated with paperwork, and the paralegal writes it, and the lawyer looks it over, and they don't have time to critique it, right? And they have 20, 30 cases on their table, but you as the first step to really put it in a one-sheeter and kind of get to the point, right?
I just finished working with a gentleman that was referred by his attorney. He's going through a paternity suit right now, and I needed to.
He's the father. Is that the
he's
Jerry
the
Springer
father.
show?
He is the father,
You're the
by
father,
the way.
the Jerry. Did he want to be the father?
Well, initially he was
Oh,
in
okay.
love with this woman, but she was kind of a grifter, and she kind of took advantage of him. He's not quite with it, and he has a lot of money. But anyway, I had to provide documentation from something like 350 texts that he exchanged with her, and emails.
Did he meet her?
And
Did
different
he ever
phone
meet her?
numbers. No, they had a
No,
relationship.
because I've heard people just having a texting relationship and somehow ended up
They
in
would text when they were in the same house from different rooms. It was unbelievable. They would text for
Good.
hours
No
at a time.
way.
So
She
anyway,
want to talk to him. No.
well, this is the instant gratification
yeah,
that
yeah,
people
yeah.
want to
Right,
get nowadays. Is you need to respond immediately to what
Yes.
I am asking.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but when people text me and I'm doing something else, that is not my priority
No, right,
necessarily
because it takes
now.
away. It's like really, unless it's like I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Okay, great.
Well, that's
right.
considerate.
But if you're starting to, go into it and you're busy, it's kind of rude in a way.
Yeah, and I don't do conversations by text either.
I don't
find
like it
that
either. When it
very
gets too heavy and
annoying.
people start doing it, I'm like, I either call me or I'll call you. This is too much for me, and there's more to this. I need it the way it is. I can't have little bits and pieces. Chris, perception is different also
perception,
in a text.
the way that the text can be perceived with the emotions and the way people present it in words can be misconstrued
Right.
very easily. You don't have any tone in a text,
Right,
so you don't know how the person is saying
So a
it.
smiley face, you can do a little exclamation mark, something like that. We're going to take a break, and I want you to stay here with me because we need a break. It's time for a break. They're saying it's time for a break. So we will be back in a couple of minutes.
Skyline Smiles is a full-service, high-tech dental office located in Skyline Ranch Plaza on Plum Canyon Road in Santa Clarita. Dr. Harleen Graywall, founder and CEO, provides full-service dentistry as well as dental Botox for TMJ issues. Skyline Smiles strives to provide the best dental experience for you and your family. Visit Skyline Smiles Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call at 661-244-4036.
Are you looking for help with your online marketing? Do you need a professional website design? Do you want to increase your sales and get more leads? Then you need Abby Perez, CEO of Digital Concept. Abby has 15 years of experience helping businesses with all of their online marketing needs. She and her team will work tirelessly to get you the results you deserve. They offer a free in-depth analysis. Call Abby Perez and the Digital Concept team today and let them help you take your business to the next level at 800-531-0872 or visit digitalconceptmarketing.com.
Jerry Holt at Brook & Sons Inspections, with over 40 years of experience in the construction industry, has performed thousands of home inspections. Jerry Holt, once a city building inspector and general contractor, knows exactly what you need to look for when buying a home. Serving LA, Ventura, and Orange counties. Call Brook & Sons with any questions. They're here to serve you. Call Brook & Sons Inspections at 747-336-9849 or email at brookandsonsinc@gmail.com for your free quote.
Mark J. Marcus is a bankruptcy attorney in Burbank. He's helped his clients eliminate debts, stop foreclosures, and wage garnishments. In Chapter 7, 13, and Chapter 11 bankruptcy cases in the greater Los Angeles area since 1991. He is a certified specialist in bankruptcy law by the State Bar of California Board of Legal Specialization. If you're facing debt problems, such as mortgages, taxes, credit cards, debts from divorce, medical, and others, contact Mark to schedule an appointment. 818-509-1173.
Richard Wang is an attorney and founding partner with Viridian Mortgage, a residential mortgage broker specializing in Disney-level customer service for residential purchase and refinance transactions. Richard leads a team of dream makers that prepare buyers to present the winning offer while securing the most competitive loan terms and in industry-leading turnaround times. Ask Richard Wang about their no-income and zero down payment loans for medical professionals by calling 408-828-5609 today.
Mina Kuper is a certified realtor focusing on trusts, probates, 1031 exchanges, divorce, and much more. She's a specialist. Mina has published books on inherited and divorced properties and business dissolutions. Ready to sell? Call Mina Kuper. Need your property renovated? Mina Kuper will help. No out-of-pocket expense. Pay at escrow. Mina Kuper, Keller Williams Realty, serving Santa Clarita, Ventura County, LA County, Orange County, and San Diego. Call 310-345-8500 or go to listedbyminacooper.com.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
Hi, welcome back to Listed by Mina Kuper. We're about real estate, trust, probate, divorce, and more. And today, writing. So that goes all into that, right? You need to write your story. In anything you do, you need to be precise about what you're trying to tell everyone. But I do want to say one thing. We're always looking for fosters for pets because the shelters are overcharged, and they're killing them within a few days in the high kill shelters. So we're always looking for great fosters. Our rescue groups pay for food and whatever and money you spend, so it doesn't cost you anything, and they will pay for the vet bills or whatever. So if you can foster a pet, please let me know. 310-345-8500. We need good people, and it's so important. So help me save a life, because it's hard to do it by yourself. I have a lot of help doing it, but the more the merrier, right? It's a good thing. What's dog spelled backwards? I'll leave you with that. And Pat, so you're a big dog lover too. I know
I
that.
sure am.
You even drove to Palm Springs to get your dog away from the fireworks. I was impressed. That was
I
my kind of
did.
doggy person.
I drove 130 miles on
See,
July
that
4th.
to me is, you know.
You know what? Poor little Gracie does not like fireworks.
Yeah, most
a lot
of
of
them don't.
dogs don't.
Yeah, they're so sensitive. The hearing. Oh.
Their hearing is
You know,
really
but
acute.
I want to let everybody know what's a good way to reach you. Although we're on Facebook Live on KHTS hometown station page, and we're on 98.1 FM, 1220 AM in San Fernando Valley. But today people are on the computers, right? Or if you're driving and listening to this,
Or on
you
your
can,
cell phone.
Yeah, and you can revert back because Facebook, whatever's on there, stays on there. You'll never get rid of us if you have Facebook. So you can go to the page listed by Mina Kuper, and you'll be able to see Pat on there and reach her on there as well. And also the KHTS radio app if you don't use Facebook. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So I have a website, of course. It's
A
probably
written one?
over 400 pages that you can.
That'd be funny if it was
check out.
audio as a goof. Have an audio Facebook
Yeah.
page.
No, it's a written website. Okay. www.writerpatkramer.com. And Kramer is Kramer. So www.writer, WRITER, Pat, P-A-T, Kramer, Kramer.com. You can email me at pat@writerpatkramer.com. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me there. I have a Writer for Hire Facebook page. Many, many different ways to find me.
Well, that's wonderful. And of course, if you're on the radio and you don't remember any of this, you can always go on the Facebook page and get the information
There you
because
go.
our show is on there right now. So when you get home or your office, you can go there and get the information as well, or you can reach out to me. Again, my number is 310-345-8500. I am a certified trust, probate, divorce realtor. I also handle first-time home buyers that get married. So either splitting apart, getting together, downsizing, upsizing. I have a team that, we do junk removal at no additional cost. We have some great services to help your experience be a pleasant one without you having to break the piggy bank. I invest in my clients because the experience and the emotional part of them being happy and everything closes and everyone's moved on is what I like to see at the end of the day. So that's why I have these amazing people because they help you get there, right? Whatever it is, everybody has something to write, whether it's a legal situation or
just a bio for your website.
prenuptial.
Or,
you want to see, what you want. They could bring it to the attorney and modify it in legal terms, but to put down exactly what your story is. What do you want your story to look like? And then you can bring that to the attorney and say, oh, I understand this, instead of going back and forth. Because when we sit there, we kind of cross minds in different directions. So it's kind of hard for an attorney or someone to get it
right.
straight.
I also do LinkedIn profiles.
And that's important too.
Any kind of web content. I write obituaries. I write speeches. You name it.
I love it.
All kinds of
That
things.
is so amazing because if you can't tell your story, get your point across. It's worthless, or it's going to cost you a lot of money to have someone sit there and try to figure it out. If that's not what they do for work, right?
So I would say, rather than waiting for your obituary to be written to tell your story after you're gone, why not write it before
Right.
you are gone and
Right.
write it as a memoir from your point of view, how your life was lived, and leave something as a legacy to the people
I
to
think
remember
that's
you by.
beautiful. I mean, and that's so amazing. And I want to thank our audience for being loyal. Please have anyone watch our show or listen to our show every Thursday from 12 to 1. And we have so much information, and anyone can always reach out to me if you need guidance, if you need a professional, if you need someone, great people, if you need a dog or a cat. 310-345-8500. Again, Pat, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Mina, and
I
thanks
love-
for rescuing animals.
Well, thank you for being such a good doggy mommy, because that's close to my heart. I'm like the dog Nazi. I'm like, what's that dog doing without a leash? I'll walk over to people. My husband's like, you just leave it alone. Not your dog. I said, yeah, a dog can run in the street and get killed. Or somebody's scared of a dog.
Right.
That's not nice.
Somebody's gotta help
right?
that dog.
I mean, that's not nice. You're walking. Imagine if you're scared of dogs. People are scared of dogs. And you're walking in the street with a dog with no leash. Well, keep a leash on your dog. It helps everybody.
It saves their
It
lives,
saves-
too.
Yes. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.